ladies and gentlemen, the following podcast is brought to you by Dead City Productions.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Talkin Anime. Hit the theme music. Konnichiwa, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of Talkin Anime. I hope you guys have been enjoying the past couple episodes that have been coming out. I know I've enjoyed it. Episode 6 was an entire blast to sit and record, and well, everybody, we are here. It's episode 7 of everybody's favorite new up-and-coming podcast, Talkin Anime. Now, the question is, Mitch, what could possibly be your episode 7? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to touch on the subject of all weebs, dweebs, and everything in betweens, and that is the conversation of dubs versus subs. So what will happen is I will go after the commercial like we normally do for our process on the show. I will sit and I will talk to you guys about what sub is, what dub is, what's the difference, and what is better. Now, everybody, you're probably wondering, wow, Mitch, you're sounding so much better. Why is that? Well, everybody, when I recorded episode 6, I was like, I am sick and tired of fumbling around with a microphone in my hand. You know, that's where all that past videos had all that, like, fumbling sound. That was me actually moving the microphone from hand to hand. Well, everybody, as of episode 6 being done and in the can, I was super happy how it turned out. And I was like, well, why not, celebrate a successful episode where I had a chance to do my first interview in all the podcasts that I've been involved in. What's a better way of celebrating than getting a brand new mic? And ladies and gentlemen, that is what I did. I went out and bought a brand new mic that has an arm and everything else. So now, whenever I talk with something with a P in it, it won't pop as heavy as it did before. I hope you guys think the sound's a little bit better. I'm hoping it comes out a little bit better. Now, I hope you enjoy this episode. Let's go hit our commercial and then come back and talk subs versus dub. I love every single one of you. Bye-bye. Hello, everyone, and I hope you're enjoying today's episode. I am here to talk to you about our sponsor, Anchor.fm. That's right, everyone. Anchor.fm is your only source of free. That is right, everybody. I am talking free way of uploading all your podcasts in so many easy ways. One easy way is that you can easily have a microphone of your choice record on their website. Boom, easy. Uploads to all your favorite platforms. Or, number 2, you can be like me and, hey, upload to their website using their uploading tool. Hey, do you want to make money? I know I like making money. Who doesn't want to make money? All you gotta do is set the monetizing feed for your podcast so you can make all of the money you want with podcasting. And you're asking yourself, how much could all this cost? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is free. That is right. It won't cost you a cent to be using their services, and it will not cost you a cent in the future. Just go to Anchor.fm where you can get all your uploading for free. Hope you guys enjoy this episode of Talkin Anime. I've been Mitch. Let's go back to the episode. Oh, hey everybody, I hope you enjoyed that lovely commercial. That was actually the first thing I recorded with my new mic. That commercial. So, when I release these episodes, and I use this third interlude, I gotta figure out where it sits level-wise, because I record these with some nice headphones, so that's why I usually go back and I listen to all my old episodes and, you know, do a little bit of editing for, like, future episodes. But anyways, guys, like I said earlier in the episode, today's conversation, our episode 7 is going to be about subs versus dubs. That is right, everybody. Subs versus dubs. Now, I know the thing with subs and dubs is it divides a community in such a major way of anime. There's people that watch animes for the dubs, and there's people that watch it for the subs. Now, the people that watch it for the subs are usually more like purists, quote-unquote purists, to what anime is, wanting to absorb the culture, absorb the media as it was originally intended. And that is by sitting and listening to the original version of the anime that you're watching. Now, I'm kind of in the middle. Like, I have no problems watching a sub, but I mainly prefer the dub, especially when I'm watching something at, like, say, home, and I'm kind of doing other things. I can look away for a few minutes and still know what's going on because I can hear the English dub. Or if I'm at home and I have nothing better to do and something I really want to watch, because I have this huge list of things that I want to watch, if there's no dub, I will actually suck it up and watch the sub for it. Now, the last show that I watched that was subbed was Prison School. I recently wanted to watch it because I'm doing a future episode on talking about live adaptations, and I wanted to watch a live adaptation of an anime show that has Japanese characters in it. So I watched a show that was subbed. Okay? Then we go and we watch... Oh, no, I watched the dub for Prison School, and I watched the sub for the live adaptation because there was no English dub for the live adaptation. Now, like I said, future episode, I'm going to sit and discuss live adaptations of anime and why it's such a problem situation for the anime community in a whole. But today, we're not talking about that. We're talking about dubs versus subs. Now, if you're new to anime and you're not 100% down with the lingity, so like if I threw like isekai at you, you're not 100% sure what that is, I did an episode a few weeks ago called Mitch Talks Isekai, which is, you know, it's an episode where I talked about isekais. But that's the terminology. I'm going to try and sprinkle like terminology throughout these episodes, or throughout the show, actually. I have an episode I plan on doing for shonens, which is actually going to be really fun because I love shonens. But, subs versus dubs. What is dub, you ask? Well, if you are new to anime, you know that anime generates from Japan. Sadly, not a lot of people in this world speak Japanese and can't write it, can't read it, nothing. A lot of people in this world. I am one of those people. I will come out and say I barely speak English properly some days, but we have a solution for all our anime needs, and that is dubbed content. Now, what a dub is when you take your anime, you remove the original Japanese voice recording, and you put the native tongue in it. Now, there's English dub, there's a Spanish dub, there's a German dub. There's a lot of dubs for all animes everywhere. It is just a matter of your nationality, what language you're more comfortable with, and stuff like that. Now, dubs, I'm pretty sure, have been a very common thing for, like, since anime got, like, really popular. Sadly enough, some studios will never put out, or some studios won't put out dubs. So that is where subs come in. What subs are is an anime show with the original intended voiceover work, but you sit and you watch the subtitles. That is one of the main things that if you're an English speaking person or you speak another language of any kind, you don't do dubs. There are actually subs designated for, you know, your whatever native language you read or speak. Now, that's technically your opposite to what dubs are, is that there's the sub, you get your original content with whatever it is, so you understand what is going on. But like I said, depending on my situation, I prefer dubs. Now, I do watch subs, but my main issue is with subbed content is, well, what am I watching? So if I'm watching something that doesn't have a buttload of action, so like I'm watching a slice of life, for example, I have no problems sitting and watching it to the original intended language. Again, I'm a weeb. I hope I'm weeb enough to call myself a weeb. I'm not. I are an otaku. You know, it all depends on your terminology of what you want to call your anime nerdum. I'm an anime nerd. I will gladly say that. But if I am watching a shonen, I have to watch the dubbed version, simply because I have watched anime that had a lot of action on it, and I decided, hey, I'm going to watch it with the original intended content, yada yada yada, and I found it very hard to focus on what was being said in the scenario, because a lot of animes, especially shonens, during their big fight scenes, they have conversations or they talk about what's going on, and it's really hard to focus on trying to read the subtitles and then trying to watch the action. You know, sometimes if I'm watching a sub because the show didn't have a dub and it's a lot of action, I won't pay attention to what's being said until there's like a drop in the action, which is, you know, what a lot of animes do as it is for the sub content, is that there's a little bit of subtitles and everything, but in the end, you drop what you're doing, or they drop what they're doing, and then you can sit and rewatch it. Now, one of the streaming services I use, Crunchyroll, is the perfect example of a show or a service that has a very small dub selection. So, because Crunchyroll is not technically something like Funimation, for example, which is a company that puts out dubs for content for animes, or they own the rights to something, so they have the dub version to it. But Funimation too has subs. But Crunchyroll is your quote-unquote Netflix of anime, so it has just about almost everything anime related. There's a small section of it that's dubbed, but the majority of it is subbed. So I find it hard to sit and watch animes. Sit and watch a sub with so much action is very difficult, which is why I tend to lean to dub for shonen. And if I'm watching something that has a little bit of action in it that I can actually sit through the sub for, I will sit and watch the sub for. Prison School was one that I wanted to watch with the sub, but because it was dubbed, I didn't worry about it. But I focused on when I watched a live adaptation for it, because it was subbed, I wasn't doing all these other fidgeting things. I put myself in a room to sit and watch it where I had nothing to distract me. So it made it 10 times easier to watch it without being distracted. And that's like a real hard thing for me when it comes to watching a show like that is because I can get so bored on things super quickly, and I don't like reading subtitles all the time for stuff, But I am a man of culture, or I try to be a man of culture, and because I am doing a podcast, I'm like, well, I might as well start watching like newer animes that may not have dubs, just because I would like to do. And then this will happen in the future. I will sit and watch seasonal A's. So like Gleipnir is a show that I plan on watching soon, and that was supposed to be one of the newer ones. Tower of God I plan on watching very soon. They just announced for Tower of God or not long ago that they just announced the English cast for it, which is going to be actually pretty cool. So I could watch the dub because I'm pretty sure it's a lot of action from what I've heard. So again, Tower of God will be one of those. I will watch the dub for it. So now, what possibly is better, subs or dubs? Now, the thing with this is that it's all on preference. One is better than the other, but it's all on your taste and all your preferences. So examples, Dragon Ball Z. I talk about the show all the time because it's my favorite anime of all time. I think I rated it an 8 on Mal because despite it being a really good anime, I know a lot of my taste for it is nostalgia based, and I know there's a lot of kinks with it. So, Dragon Ball Z, I have actually watched subs for more of Dragon Ball Super than I did with Dragon Ball Z. Now, the only time I watched subs for Dragon Ball Z was, I think I watched like the odd clip just to get like comparisons, because some videos on YouTube, they'll do, well, this is what the line sounded in Japanese. This is what it was. And it was like Vegeta's classic line, it's over 9,000, was one of those ones where I watched the sub and the dub version to it. And the funny part is, the over 9,000 is actually the wrong number in the English dub because it's actually technically 8,000. But here nor there, everybody. But I watched Dragon Ball Super, which is very hard because I watched a couple of the Tournament Power episodes in sub, which is why I don't watch subs, because a lot of fighting with a lot of subtitles with characters talking off screen, it's hard to sit and listen to the content that's coming out because half the time that information that they're dropping on your lap is actually a pain in the ass when you're not able to pay attention. Holy fuck, that shit is annoying. And the reason why I'm cursing is this shit goes on podcasts, this shit goes on YouTube, and it's already labeled not appropriate for children. So fuck me sideways, I can actually curse in these. Anyways, guys, watching a show that's a lot of fighting and a lot of action, I find super hard to sit and watch subs for. Currently watching Gintama right now, and that I'm watching it on Crunchyroll because Funimation says they have it, but there's no content on Funimation for Gintama. So I have to use Crunchyroll to watch Gintama, which is a show that everyone's been telling me to watch, and I've been super stoked on watching it. So Gintama is one that I have to sit and pay attention to because of the fact that it's a show that only has a sub, and it does have a lot of action. So it's going to be one of those shows that I will do a future review on, probably after I finish watching it in the end. I know there's supposed to be a live adaptation for it. I'll probably watch that too for when I do my live adaptation episodes. If you guys are listening to this and be like, well, Mitch, I prefer the dub over the subs. Like I said, guys, it is honestly your preference. I like dub mainly because the voice acting is usually they have really talented English voice acting. So Dragon Ball Z, I love the voice cast on it. I love the dub voice acting on Z, or Dragon Ball in general, compared to the Japanese. Now, yes, I do actually give the props to the Japanese voice actors and actresses, or whatever the proper term is for the voice actors in general. I give them prop because it's good content. It really is. But sometimes it is a nightmare to listen to Goku, for example, who sounds like a little kid in the English or in the Jesus Christ, the Japanese dub, because Goku is voiced by a female voice actor. So that is, and this is the whole thing about the English dub, because a lot of English dub characters, like little kids, are always voiced by female voice actors because certain characters have, age, so your voice is gonna have to go with it. And a lot of us guys, when the balls drop, our voice get lower too. So you can't always be a 30-year-old man trying to do a show where you're dubbing a 8 or a 12-year-old lolly. You can't do that when your voice is as low as this. So that's when they get the female voice actors to come and record little kids. Now, that is the thing about dubs, is that depending on your situation in the English dub, it opens up the doors for a lot more voice acting in general for males and female actors. So, if again, a lot of dubbed voice acting, most of them are actually females doing voices of the guys. Like Luffy is voiced by a female actress. Trunks in Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super Kid Trunks, voiced by a female actress. Goten, voiced by a female actress. It's just, I believe that's how they get the whole making your character sound youthful and vibrant and stuff, is that you have a female come in, record the voice, because a lot of females, they get the higher pitch, so it's a lot easier for them to hit that register compared to males who, like I said, the minute our voices get deeper, and with age, that also plays a factor into it too, it makes it very difficult to hit higher registers compared to the female voice actors. Again, Ash Ketchum, Pokemon, in the English dub, he's by a female, And, if you, honestly, when I go into voice acting in general, there's been a numerous amount of times that it was a boy character, but guess what? Voiced by a female. Nancy Cartwright, who is, a famous voice actor, is known for doing the voice of Bart Simpson, or she does Pickles, I think, Baby Pickles, and Rugrats. She also does Chucky and Rugrats. But yeah, that's just your example. Like Tara Strong is another great voice actress who's done Timmy Turner and all that stuff. I'm getting off. I'm gonna do an episode on voice acting sooner or later, because actually the reason why I'm doing this podcast is I was influenced by obviously listening to podcasts in general. I've been doing it since podcasts were a thing. Also, because I'm hoping this will open up a door for me to possibly do voice acting in the future. I will worry about the voice acting stuff. I'll give you guys a couple of examples of stuff like that in that episode. Anyways, subs versus dubs. Like I said, for me, it's all situational. It's what am I watching, and can I... And that's the first thing that sits or goes through my head when I'm sitting and watching an anime, is can I watch if it has the choice of English and Spanish, or English and the dubs and the subs. If it's got an English dub versus a Japanese sub, I have to sit and look at the content that's provided to me. So if I'm watching a shonen, like I said, if it's a heavy action shonen like say Attack on Titan, for example, I have to watch the English dub simply because so much is going on and it's going to be hard to sit and read the subtitles. There's a meme where it's fight scenes and then it's subtitles and it's a chick staring at a chick's bigger chest, because, that's the joke, is that it's hard to focus on the action that's happening when you're reading the subtitles, and the subtitles are, below the screen. But yeah, depending on the situation, if I'm watching a slice of life, which I don't do on the regular, but if it fits in the I'm doing it for the podcast, I will sit through. I'm doing an episode very soon on sports anime, and this is when I'm actually going to sit and watch like 2 or 3 sports animes and go from there. Again, the music one that I did, I watched a couple of them, stuff like that. Anyways, subs versus dub, it depends on what the category of anime it is and what kind of action I'm going to have to sit through to try and focus on it. If it's a slice of life with no action in it, it's a lot easier for me to sit back and watch the anime with the sub. But if I'm watching shonen or anything that has a lot of action to it, I can't watch the subs for it. Eventually, I'll slowly get myself into watching the subs for these shows. But again, it's mainly designed for, I'm trying to sit and watch this. How can I watch it without getting distracted on something or anything like that? It's all situational, and it all depends on the content, My wife, for example, she can only watch dubs because my wife hates reading subtitles. So that's why when I'm talking about, I'm going to watch this show, well, she goes, well, does it have a sub or dub? I'm like, it's sub only. She's like, we won't watch it together. So I'm like, okay, I'll watch it by myself. Gintama's like that. I'm like, hey, I'm going to check out the show. We should watch it together. She's like, what's it called? I'm like, it's Gintama. It's supposed to be really funny. She's like, does it have a dub? I'm like, no, it's subs only because it's on Crunchyroll. She's like, no, not watching it. She dropped Cheat Magician Isekai, or Cheat Magician Isekai, whatever. Isekai Cheat Musician, there we go. That's the one, Magician. She dropped that because, she just got really sick and tired of watching the subtitles. And I had to drop it too. For now, it's been dropped. I'm probably going to rewatch it in the future. But yeah, and even episode 10, like the big episode 10 extravaganza that I'm going to do, it's going to be like a 2-parter. Like one half is what I'm actually doing, and then the other is going to be like, my favorite episodes so far and stuff like that. My favorite moments on the show, favorite subjects to talk about. But yeah, and I hope you guys enjoy me talking about subs versus dubs. I know with a lot of these heavily contested things like this, hentai and stuff like that, I tend to ramble a little bit more. It's just because I'm covering topics that have been talked about on other shows. Because I'm putting up my own content, I need to actually, sadly steal ideas from other people. This sub versus dub actually was not stolen from anyone. Like, the reviews that I've, like, everything I have for, like, the first 12 episodes, because I have, like, 12 or 13 episodes planned out, is all original ideas. I plan on trying to do it as much as possible. Like, as much original ideas as possible. I am trying to sit and record without taking from people. Because the last thing I want to do is plagiarize and say that, hey, I have this great idea, top 50 animes of the decade. Not going to do that because I'm not that kind of person. I'm not going to sit here and steal other people's work. I'm going to try and do as much of my work as possible. And then I will reach out to other people and then talk to them about, hey, I like this idea. Can I do something about this? And it's just respect for this community that I'm basically in now because, I've had episode 6 was my first time interviewing people, well, not really interviewing, have a conversation with people who are in the same community. And again, future episodes, I plan to have like more people on. I'm hoping to get more anime podcasters together. There's some other things too that I'd love to do, but it's all here and there, But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this conversation about subs versus dubs. Guys, any platform that you're listening to this on, if it has a rating system, guys, give me a rating. Give me a 1-star review. Say, hey, this show's crap because this guy has no idea what he's talking about. I'll take it because, hey, you listened to my content, and you left me a 1-star review. If you want to leave me a 5-star review saying, this is the greatest podcast ever, dear, as soon as I get that review. And anyways, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this. Give me a 5-star review on whatever platform you're listening to this on. If you're watching this on YouTube, guys, because I do try to upload these regularly to YouTube. I'm a little behind, but as soon as I'm caught up, I will be putting this on the reg every Friday. And guys, if you like me and you like the content I put, check out my YouTube channel, Mitch Loves Anime. There you will find Dragon Ball Z Fighters. You can watch me totally get my butt handed to me by everyone else on the internet, or, getting destroyed by butts. Every Wednesday was Earth's Mightiest Earthling, where I go and play Yuto Maki, the Earth's Mightiest Earthling, on Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. And Fridays, watch, it's mainly listen because it's a static image. Listen to the recap episodes. Going forward, all my commercials will actually be on these episodes, simply because I got tired of editing out all the commercials and everything. And it gives people a chance to, hey, if you're a podcaster, go do Anchor.fm, all that fun stuff. And guys, like I said, like, subscribe, do whatever you're on, do whatever you can to spread the word about Talkin Anime. If you would like to be a guest on a future episode, drop me an email saying, hey, Mitch, I would love to come on the show and talk anime with you. Well, everybody, this is an open invitation to anyone who wants to come on the show and talk to me about anything anime related. All you gotta do is hit up my email that you can find in the description of the video and the podcast episode that you're listening to. Just simply email me saying, hey Mitch, love your show, would love to come on and talk blank with you. I will literally put an episode aside for you if I have something planned for it. I will put that the plan aside to have this open conversation with everyone. I hope everybody enjoyed this. Find my social medias, link in the descriptions for everything. My Twitch, my Twitter, my Instagram. Don't have Facebook because I refuse to put this stuff on Facebook. So give me a follow, whatever, and say, we love your content. I love every single one of you. Let's go beyond plus ultra! Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Talking Anime. If you like the theme song, link in the description of this podcast and video. And all my socials linked to the bottom. I'll see you guys next episode. Bye.